For over a decade, Married, with Children, 1987 to 1997, pushed the boundaries of sitcom comedy with its unapologetic humor, outrageous characters, and the unforgettable Bundy family. The show became a cultural phenomenon, but behind the laughter, many of the talented actors who brought these characters to life have sadly passed away, some under heartbreaking and tragic circumstances. Join us as we pay tribute to 36 actors from Married, with Children who have tragically left us, remembering their lives, careers, and legacies. Janet Carroll, who portrayed Gary, Al Bundy's demanding boss, began her role on Married, with Children in 1994 at the age of 53. Gary was a tough businesswoman who owned the shoe store where Al worked and frequently butted heads with him over his lack of professionalism. Though her character was no nonsense, Carroll's personal life was far more complicated. Carroll, with a successful career that spanned both TV and film, appeared in notable projects like The Truman Show and The First Wives Club, but her real-life relationships were often filled with struggle. She was married twice, and both marriages ended in divorce, leaving her to raise 2 children largely on her own. Despite her professional accomplishments, she was plagued by personal issues, including a battle with depression and an emotional distance from her family. Carroll's life took a heartbreaking turn when she was diagnosed with brain cancer, a disease that took her life on May 22, 2012, at 71 years old.
Okay, but I'll have to miss my electrolysis.
Tomorrow.
Steve Susskind, who played Barney, the quirky shoe store customer on Married, with Children, tragically died in a car accident on January 21, 2005, at the age of 62. Susskind was 45 when he began playing the recurring character on the show in 1987, known for his offbeat charm and comedic energy. However, Susskind's personal life was riddled with hardship. His early marriage to actress Sarah Holcomb ended in divorce, and his struggles with addiction cast a shadow over both his relationships and career. The highs of his acting career, which included appearances in films like Splash, 1984, and The Outsiders, 1983, were counterbalanced by his inability to cope with his personal demons. Despite his clear talent and comedic genius, Susskind was constantly battling his addiction issues, which left him emotionally isolated. The tragic car accident that ended his life came at a time when it seemed he was on the verge of turning his life around.
iPhone! $5. You're bluffing, Barney.
J.J. Johnston, who played the eccentric BB on Married, with Children, passed away on November 4, 2022, at the age of 89. Johnston was 54 when he began portraying BB in 1987, a role that showcased his quirky humor and brought some memorable moments to the show. While Johnston's comedic talent shone brightly on screen, his personal life was filled with deep struggles. His marriage to actress Nancy Parsons ended in divorce, and he never had children, leaving him emotionally isolated. Johnston also battled with his mental health, which worsened as he grew older. These personal struggles were compounded by his inability to find peace despite his long career in the entertainment industry. In his later years, Johnston seemed to be haunted by a sense of regret and loss, as his battles with loneliness and mental health weighed heavily on him. He passed away in 2022, his death marking the conclusion of a long life that was defined as much by personal battles.
Way to throw him off track, Kel. Do him. And when you're done, BB, do yourself.
Can do, boss.
Mary Pat Green, who portrayed Marge on Married, with Children, began her role in 1993 at the age of 42. Marge was a friendly, grounded character who provided warmth and humor amidst the chaotic Bundy family dynamics. She was a favorite among viewers for her genuine, down-to-earth personality. Off-screen, however, Mary Pat's life was filled with challenges. Her marriage ended in divorce, and she struggled with a strained relationship with her 2 children. In her later years, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and her once vibrant personality faded as the disease progressed. Mary Pat passed away on September 9, 2024, at the age of 72, due to complications of Alzheimer's. Her death marked the tragic end of a life that had seen both joy and profound hardship, with her final years spent losing memories and battling illness.
Where a beautiful girl once sat.
I need shoes.
Jean Speegle Howard, who portrayed Seal on Married with Children, joined the show in 1994 at the age of 67. Her character was sharp-witted and tough, often adding a humorous edge to her interactions with the Bundy family. Off-screen, Jean faced a series of personal tragedies, including a troubled marriage and difficult family relationships. Her life was marked by a series of struggles that many didn't see behind her strong on-screen persona. As she grew older, Jean's health began to decline, and she was eventually diagnosed with heart and respiratory issues. Despite these challenges, she continued to work as much as she could. Jean passed away on September 2, 2000, at the age of 73, from complications related to her illnesses. Her death was a heartbreaking end to a life that had been marked by both professional success and deep personal pain, leaving fans to mourn the loss of a woman who had brought so much strength and humor to the screen.
Decontamination sure takes a lot out of you.
Not that the barium wasn't fun.
Would you like to have a piece of banana cream?
Tim Conway, who joined Married with Children in 1995 at age 61 to portray the quirky Ephraim Wanker, brought his brilliant comedic timing and eccentric charm to the show. Ephraim's bumbling antics and awkward humor added to the series' charm. However, Conway's personal life was marred by significant struggles. He was married twice, and both marriages ended in divorce, leaving him with a sense of loneliness. His career, though highly successful, could not shield him from personal heartache. In his later years, Conway was diagnosed with normal pressure hydrocephalus, a condition that caused cognitive decline and severely affected his quality of life. Despite his physical and mental health challenges, he continued to receive admiration from fans. Tim Conway passed away on May 14, 2019, at 85, after complications from the condition. His death left a sorrowful void in the comedy world, as he spent his final years grappling with the loss of his memory and abilities.
Hey, Ephraim, how many you want for this here reading lamp?
That ain't no reading lamp, Twitchy. That's my wife's old eating lamp. She used to use it at night while...
Diana Bellamy, who appeared as customer number 1 on Married with Children starting in 1987, was known for her memorable moments at the shoe store, providing comic relief with her sharp and quirky interactions. However, her life off-screen was far more difficult. Diana faced a prolonged battle with cancer, which deeply affected her health and personal relationships. Despite her struggle with illness, she continued to work, though her personal life was marked by a deep sense of loss, including strained relationships with her child. Her health continued to deteriorate, and she ultimately passed away on June 17, 2001, at 57. Her death was a painful reminder of how illness can overshadow even the brightest careers. Diana left behind a legacy of humor, but her life was marked by immense personal sorrow and suffering that she endured until her untimely passing.
Look, I got another appointment. So if you're not gonna leave, at least impale yourself on your shoehorn.
All right, I said I was going, and I'm going. But let me tell you something.
Jean LeBell, who played Black Ben in Married with Children, joined the show in 1987 at the age of 55. His character, though not one of the main stars, contributed to the show's humor with his larger-than-life personality. Outside of the show, Jean was an established figure in the world of professional wrestling and martial arts, but his personal life was far from the successes he had in his career. Jean's first marriage ended in divorce, and though he remarried, his second marriage also faced significant struggles. He did not have children of his own, and in his later years, he found himself isolated. The once celebrated wrestler faced financial issues, and his reputation in the wrestling world started to wane. Despite his storied career, Jean battled with deep feelings of loneliness and regret in his final years. He passed away on August 9, 2022, at the age of 89 from natural causes.
Over the rules. No eye gouging, no foreign objects, and big bad mama, no biting below the waist.
I'll try.
Tony Steedman, known for his portrayal of Mayor Fifshaw in Married, with Children, began his role on the show in 1992 at the age of 65. Although Mayor Fifshaw was a minor character, Tony's portrayal added a layer of humor and authority to the series. However, Tony's life off-screen was fraught with personal struggles that overshadowed his career. Despite a steady acting career, Tony was never able to achieve the level of recognition that many of his peers did. His 2 marriages ended in divorce, and as he grew older, he found himself increasingly isolated. In his later years, Tony was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, a battle that slowly stripped him of his memories and quality of life. His family life was distant, and the once vibrant actor struggled in his final years with the weight of isolation. Tony Steedman passed away on February 4, 2001, at the age of 73, from complications related to Alzheimer's.
Now, as we all know, Lower Uncton has been in darkness for 4 centuries and will be so as long as a male.
Alan Thicke, who portrayed the charming Bruce in Married, with Children in 1996, was 49 years old when he joined the cast. His character was a suave, smooth-talking figure who brought charm to the show's dynamic, but Thicke's personal life was far from as polished as his on-screen persona. Alan was a well-known actor from his role in Growing Pains, but as the years went on, his career faced a decline. His second marriage, to his wife Gina, ended in divorce, and his relationship with his sons was often strained, particularly after the passing of his third wife. Despite having fame, Alan struggled with the pressures of aging in an industry that often left him behind, and the emotional burden weighed heavily on him. On December 13, 2016, at the age of 69, Alan tragically passed away from a ruptured aorta while playing hockey with his son. His death was a sudden, heartbreaking event that underscored a lifetime of unresolved issues with family and career.
Suck up to him, honey. It could mean a job.
Have you heard about the new Korean car? It's got a Sun Young moon roof.
Joseph Bologna, who portrayed Charlie Verducci on Married, with Children, was 53 years old when he began filming the show in 1991. Charlie was a warm and humorous character, bringing a sense of levity to the Bundy family's world with his endearing and often awkward presence. Bologna's career spanned decades, with significant roles in both film and television, including My Favorite Year and Blame It on Rio. Despite his professional success, Bologna's personal life was fraught with its own heartache. He married actress Renee Taylor in 1965, and though their marriage was enduring, it wasn't without its struggles. The couple faced many personal challenges, including the difficulties of balancing their demanding careers with their relationship, but they remained together for over 50 years. In the later years of his life, Bologna faced the slow, heartbreaking decline brought on by pancreatic cancer, a disease that took him away from the world on August 13, 2017, at the age of 82.
The only words that come to my mind are Final Vinyl. That's the store you have to go to get that record, Al. Final Vinyl.
Hey, didn't I tell you?
Carol Ann Susi, who portrayed Frenny on Married, with Children, joined the show in 1995 at the age of 43. Frenny, though a minor character, stood out for her lively and engaging personality, often adding a burst of energy to the scenes she graced. Despite the relative obscurity of her role, Susi's charm and comedic timing left a lasting impact. Her career had its moments, with guest roles on notable shows such as Seinfeld and The Big Bang Theory. However, her personal life was far less fulfilling. Though she had been in relationships, Susi never married, and she remained childless, often speaking of her deep loneliness. Despite the success of her career, she faced many struggles, including battling depression and the isolation that often accompanies life in Hollywood. The ultimate tragedy came when she was diagnosed with cancer, which took her life on November 11, 2014, at 62 years old.
The Jiggly Room? Isn't that a strip club?
No, it's a school of science and industry.
Do you all mind if I ask you a question? Do we have to stop eating?
Sam Kinison, who appeared as Angel on Married with Children, joined the cast in 1989 at the age of 35. Known for his loud, over-the-top comedic style, Kinison's character brought a wild and eccentric energy to the show, adding absurd humor to many scenes. Kinison's real-life comedy career mirrored the chaos he brought to television as he became famous for his brash, no-holds-barred humor that pushed boundaries. His personal life, however, was marked by constant turbulence. Kinison married 4 times, each relationship ending in turmoil, and his struggles with alcohol and drug abuse were widely known. His erratic lifestyle and self-destructive tendencies overshadowed his brilliant comedic talent, and by the time he was just 38, his life came to a tragic end after a car accident on April 10, 1992. His untimely death left the comedy world devastated, and while his legacy lives on in his performances, his death left an unmistakable void, a reminder of the deep inner turmoil that plagued him.
No! Oh, would you stop playing Nintendo up there for a minute? What kind of a mess have you got me into? What have you done?
Bubba Smith, who played a fictionalized version of himself on Married with Children, was 46 when he began filming the show in 1991. Smith, a former NFL player, brought a larger-than-life presence to the series, contributing both humor and physicality to his role. Known for his towering height and comedic timing, Bubba became a beloved figure on the show, offering a unique blend of charm and slapstick humor. However, Smith's personal life was marred by struggles. Though he was well known for his success in football and acting, Smith faced serious difficulties in his post-athletic career. The fame he once enjoyed was often overshadowed by personal issues, including financial difficulties and a battle with depression. His tragic downfall came in the form of acute drug intoxication, combined with other health conditions, which led to his death on August 3, 2011, at the age of 66.
To play college ball, but it never happened. You know why?
You're too stupid?
No. It was because after
Richard Paul, who played the sheriff on Married with Children, first appeared in 1987 at the age of 47. As a minor character, the sheriff contributed comedic moments with his pompous yet humorous demeanor, but Richard's personal life was far from the humor he portrayed on screen. After his role in Married with Children, Richard struggled to find substantial work, and his career failed to gain much momentum. His personal life was marked by the failure of multiple marriages and troubled relationships with his children, leading to a sense of emotional isolation. Richard's battle with cancer, which he faced privately, left him weakened and unable to find peace in his later years. He passed away on December 25, 1998, at the age of 58, leaving behind a legacy marked by unfulfilled potential, with his career and personal life clouded by loss and disappointment. His death was a quiet one, a tragic ending to a man who had never found true happiness or stability.
Midnight.
Hey, Becky. You want in? Still a couple of times left in the lottery.
Richard Moll, who played Gino on Married with Children, joined the show in 1996 at the age of 53. Gino was a memorable character, providing comedic relief with his larger-than-life personality and interactions with the Bundy family. His towering presence added an interesting dynamic to the show, though his role was minor. Off-screen, Richard's life was far more tragic. He struggled with a series of personal difficulties, including a painful divorce that left him estranged from his children. His relationships were often troubled, and despite his success in Hollywood, he was known to experience deep loneliness in his later years. Additionally, Richard battled health issues as he aged, which further complicated his life. His death on October 26, 2023, at the age of 80, was a somber end to a career filled with highs and lows, though the details surrounding his passing were not publicly disclosed. Lisa Robin Kelly, who portrayed Carol on Married with Children, began her role in 1992 at age 22. Carol, though a secondary character, added a spark to the show with her lively and engaging personality. However, Lisa's personal life was marred by struggles that ultimately overshadowed her career. She battled addiction for many years, which caused her to miss work and eventually led to the deterioration of her professional and personal life. Her marriage ended in divorce, and she struggled with maintaining healthy relationships with her family. Despite her initial promise, Lisa was unable to escape the grip of substance abuse, which caused her health to decline rapidly. On August 15, 2013, at the age of 43, Lisa passed away from multiple drug intoxication, a heartbreaking end to a life that had so much potential. Her death marked the tragic loss of someone whose talent and charm had once captivated audiences, but whose inner demons ultimately consumed her.
Not lately. So what can I do for you? Well, you were always my idol. I thought you might help me. See, I've been grounded and I've got this big party to go to, and every kid in town with...
Gary Coleman, who portrayed the property inspector on Married with Children, joined the show in 1994 at the age of 26. Gary, once a beloved child star, brought a sense of nostalgia to his role, but his real life was filled with turmoil and struggle. Known for his fame and different strokes, Gary became embroiled in legal battles over his finances, and his personal life was plagued by tumultuous relationships, including 2 failed marriages. His small stature, once a source of charm, became a symbol of his struggles with public perception and private pain. Gary's life post-childhood fame was marked by poverty, legal issues, and health problems. On May 28, 2010, at the age of 42, Gary passed away from an epidural hematoma after a fall, a tragic end to a life that had been defined by constant battles, both external and internal. His passing was a stark reminder of the dark side of fame, leaving fans to mourn the loss of a once promising star whose life was filled with hardship. King Kong Bundy, who appeared as himself on Married with Children in 1988 at the age of 33, was a towering figure both on screen and in the wrestling ring. His larger-than-life persona fit perfectly into the comedic atmosphere of the show, but behind the scenes, his life was filled with personal turmoil. Although his career in wrestling brought him fame, his marriage ended in divorce, and he had no children to carry on his legacy. Bundy struggled with financial instability, and his physical health deteriorated over the years due to his wrestling lifestyle and a battle with diabetes. Despite his larger-than-life presence on television, Bundy's life was often marked by a deep sense of loneliness and regret. He passed away on March 4, 2019, at the age of 63 from complications of diabetes. His death a tragic reminder of the cost of fame and the hidden struggles that many face outside the spotlight.
Time. Listen up, wrestling fans. I'm King Kong Bundy, and tomorrow, Halloween night, live from Chicago's Ditka Dome.
Sonya Eddy, who played Arlene on Married with Children in 1995, was 28 when she joined the cast, bringing a lively and engaging energy to the show. Arlene's vibrant personality, though a minor role, added a memorable touch of humor to the series. Off-screen, however, Sonya's life was full of personal challenges. She had a series of failed relationships, leaving her without a family of her own. Though she longed for the love and support of a family, her attempts at finding happiness in her personal life were often thwarted. Professionally, Sonya faced difficulties securing substantial roles, which led to feelings of frustration and isolation. She also struggled with her health, facing complications that worsened over time. On December 19, 2022, Sonya passed away at the age of 55 due to complications from surgery. Her untimely death was a tragic end to a life that seemed to be on the brink of so much more, both personally and professionally.
Hi, Rebecca, Arlene. You look fabulous.
Thanks for your tips about the aerobics classes.
Yeah, I really think I'm starting to tone.
Marge Redmond, who played Miss Bayer on Married with Children, joined the show in 1990 at the age of 66. Miss Bayer was a minor yet memorable character, her quirky demeanor adding humor to the show's offbeat world. Redmond had a long and respectable career, including a well-known role in The Flying Nun, but she never achieved true stardom. Despite her professional success, her personal life was riddled with sadness. She was married to actor Jack Weston, but their relationship was turbulent and eventually ended in heartbreak. She never had children, a fact that weighed heavily on her as she aged, leaving her feeling disconnected and lonely in her final years. As time went on, Redmond retreated from the public eye, living a quiet and solitary existence. She passed away on February 10, 2020, at the age of 95 from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy of laughter but also a life marked by emotional isolation.
How? Written on every card is the name of a dish that you must prepare tonight and turn in for your final grade tomorrow. And then later that day, my cats and
Rance Howard, who played Edwin on Married with Children in 1996 at the age of 68, was a seasoned actor with decades of experience in film and television. His portrayal of Edwin added warmth and a fatherly presence to the series, but his personal life was far from easy. Rance had a long marriage to his wife, but her death left him heartbroken and struggling in his later years. While he was proud of his sons, including famous actor and director Ron Howard, Rance's own career never reached the heights of his sons. In his final years, he faced the loss of his beloved wife, ongoing health problems, and the emotional toll of aging. His life, marked by achievement but also personal grief, was further complicated by his battle with West Nile virus. On November 25, 2017, at 89, Rance passed away from heart failure caused by the virus, leaving behind a legacy tinged with sadness and a reminder of a life not without its hardships.
Excuse me. People eat there.
Oh, Henry, I'm really turned.
Mike Hagerty, who played the coroner on Married with Children, first appeared in 1987 at the age of 33. Known for his thick mustache, blue-collar persona, and impeccable comedic timing, Hagerty brought warmth to every minor role he played, including his appearances in Friends and Seinfeld. Despite working consistently in television, he never reached leading man status, which was a quiet disappointment in his career. His personal life was equally challenging. While he eventually married, the couple never had children, and Hagerty often felt unfulfilled outside of his work. Later in life, health issues plagued him, and a severe reaction to an antibiotic sent him into a coma. On May 5, 2022, at the age of 67, he passed away unexpectedly, a tragic ending for a man who had spent his career making others laugh while silently struggling with his own disappointments.
You know, Mr. Bundy, that's evidence. Ah, what the hell? It's Christmas. Let him keep it.
Santa's gone. I'll never be able to enjoy.
Geoffrey Scott, who played Gary on Married with Children, was 45 when he joined the show in 1987. Gary was a charismatic and sophisticated character, a stark contrast to the Bundys' chaotic lives. Scott had a steady career in television, including soap operas like Dynasty, but he never truly broke into Hollywood's upper echelon. His personal life was just as unstable. Married twice, he struggled with maintaining relationships, and while he had 2 children, he often felt emotionally distant from them. In his later years, Scott was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which gradually robbed him of his strength and independence. His condition worsened, leaving him physically and emotionally drained. He passed away on February 23, 2021, at the age of 79 from complications related to the disease, marking a sorrowful end to a life that had promised more than it ultimately delivered.
I want you to know I appreciate what you're doing here. One day I would like to have you on my yacht. Of course I won't, but I want you to know.
George Plimpton, who made a cameo as himself on Married with Children in 1995 at the age of 68, brought his renowned wit and sophistication to the role. A celebrated journalist and author, Plimpton was known for immersing himself in extreme experiences, from playing professional sports to performing as a circus acrobat. Though his career was fascinating, it was also exhausting, and he often struggled with feelings of inadequacy, fearing he was merely an observer of life rather than a true participant. His personal life reflected this emotional detachment. His 2 marriages were strained, and he never had children, which left him with a profound sense of loneliness in his later years. Despite his outward charm, Plimpton suffered from growing health issues and increasing isolation, leading to his untimely death from a heart attack caused by supraventricular tachycardia on September 25, 2003, at the age of 76. Kathleen Freeman, who played Peg Bundy's overbearing, sharp-tongued mother on Married, with Children, passed away on August 23, 2001, at 78 from lung cancer. Freeman, who was 72 when she joined the show in 1995, was a highly respected character actress, known for her roles in films like The Nutty Professor and Dante's Peak. Though she brought humor to her role as the meddling mother-in-law, Freeman's own life was filled with loneliness and unfulfilled desires. She had been married twice, but both marriages ended in divorce, and her personal relationships seemed to always fall apart. Freeman never had children of her own and struggled with feelings of isolation despite her successful career. In her later years, Freeman fought a losing battle with lung cancer, which robbed her of the chance to enjoy the peace she had long desired. Who is your favorite character in Married, with Children? How do you feel knowing that the actors have passed away? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much.